Hello and welcome to this video about exiting clients from Shelterpoint. So to get to the Shelterpoint unit list, you're going to go to Shelterpoint on the left-hand side of your screen and then click on the View All button in the dashboard to bring you to the unit list. Now, one thing to note about exiting clients from Shelterpoint is that if you accidentally entered a client into the wrong unit, you don't have to exit them to just switch their unit. So an exit should be when the client is no longer in shelter for at least one night. So this is the assign unit button that you would press if you just needed to switch their bed to a different location in the list. If you do actually need to exit them, then you'll click on this bed with the red minus sign next to it. And that will bring you to the unit exit data page. On the unit exit data page, the first thing we're going to select is the date out. That's going to default to today's date and the current time. So make sure that's correct. Then you're going to select a reason for leaving and a destination. So it is important when you're selecting a destination to be as accurate as possible, especially if you're considering if you are going to select, place not meant for habitation or emergency shelter, or you're going to select don't know or refused. Those count as negative destinations on our reports. Don't know and refused count as missing data, so we want to avoid those as much as possible. If you absolutely do not know where a client went, if you collected this, if you left the program today, where would you go field, you can use that to inform what you're going to select for destination. And the hope there is that typically it'll be staying with friends or family on a temporary tenure, or some other housing resource that the person might have. So for now, we're going to select staying with family permanent tenure for this family. Now we're going to go to the household members section. By default, it only selects the person that you initially clicked on to exit. So here we're going to be, and if you leave it that way, it's only going to exit this person from the shelter. So this can be useful if only one member of the household is leaving shelter and the others are remaining in shelter or in the permanent housing program. However, if the entire family is leaving the program, you're going to want to make sure everyone in the family is checked, either by selecting the whole household or selecting each one individually. Then the rest of the exit assessment, all you're going to do is confirm that the information that was most recently entered is still accurate. So you might have to go through and change sources of income or amounts of income if that changed from project entry to project exit or since the last annual assessment. So that's going to be income, non-cash benefits, health insurance, and disabilities. You may want to select or input a personal telephone number to be able to keep in touch with this client. And then these housing assessment and housing subsidy fields are not necessary for residential programs. So you're going to ignore these three fields. And lastly, you're able to add an incident for some users who have the incident adding of privileges. So that's just, you're going to add a start date and then the incident code if something did occur that you want to be able to record in Shelterpoint. So after we've checked through the entire assessment that it's all accurate, we're going to press save and exit. And now that we've done that, our clients are no longer present in the bed list and they have been exited from the program. So that is how you exit a client out of Shelterpoint.